So next, what has to be understood is 90% rule. Keep in mind that others form up to 90% of their opinion about you in the first 4 minutes, and that 60 to 80% of the impact you will make is non-verbal. So here it means that before the interview starts or before the questions are being put forward as an interview process, so 60 to 80% of the opinion is being ascertained or framed by one's behavior or appearance or gesture or the posture and the personality that is carried by the individual. So, in the first 4 minutes, 60 to 80% of interview is being done based on non-verbal aspects. So, as said, before the questions are being put forward, the appearance or the personality of the candidate, it's being taken into consideration, including the movement and the way the person interacts with people. Are they sitting in a chair or waiting in the reception area? So all these things takes account, and based on that only the observation or the total scoring is being done. Here are 9 golden keys to getting it right first time in a job interview. So, what are the things that we are going to see? Let us take the first thing, that is once entering into the reception. So, after reaching the interview premises, so as said earlier, entering into the interview premises at least 5 or 10 minutes in advance will give some sort of comfort to the candidate. And what are all the things that has to be followed before an interview starts? So that let us see. Remove the coat and leave it with receptionist if possible. So most important thing is, if you are wearing a coat to the interview, which is part of a dress attire, and whether the interview insists for wearing a coat inside the hall, that really matters. And if the interviewers are going to wear the coat, and to differentiate, it is better that the person has to remove the coat and leave it at reception itself, and avoid entering an office with your arms full, distracting from your presentation. So this is most important as far as an interview is concerned. So avoid entering to the office with arms full, distracting from your business. Always stand in your reception area, never sit. So these are all certain culture or tradition followed in certain places. So instead of sitting in the reception area, it is better to stand. So receptionists will insist you to take a seat, because when you do, you are out of sight and they no longer have to deal with you. So when you stand, obviously the attention will be on the person who is waiting for meeting the interviewers, or as the case may be. And so this attention will not be there if you sit on the chair that is available in the reception area. So stand with the hand in hand behind your back. That gives confidence, and slowly rock back and forth on your feet. So confident is controlled, or use the steeple gesture. So most important is stand with a hand in hand behind your back. So it is like a controlled approach which gives confidence, and slowly rock back and forth on your feet to express the confidence and the control one has, or it's better to use the steeple gesture as displayed. So the steeple gesture or standing with hand in hand behind your back All these things are a constant reminder that you are still there and waiting. So, most important thing as far as a standing gesture is, it is alerting people that you are still waiting for the interview and you are ready for it. So that is the message it's being conveyed when a person is waiting in the hall in a standing posture as described. Next, the entry. So your entry tells others how you expect to be treated. So the dress attire that you have and the confidence that you carry to yourself as part of the personality, that tells others how you expect to be treated. So it depends upon the position for which one has been called for the interview, whether it is for a senior level position or it is for a middle level position or it is for a lower level position. All these things are being considered as important factors while you are invited for an interview or while you are being interviewed, meaning invited for an interview. So the entry tells people who are inside the hall waiting for your entry, and it expresses or it is expecting how you are to be treated. When the receptionist has given you the green light to enter, walk in without hesitation. So, most important, before entering the hall, the best thing or the right thing is, when the receptionist has given you the green light to enter, walk in without hesitation. That means there should not be any panic as far as the candidate is concerned while entering the hall. So carry some confidence with a smile in face and with a straight almost 90-degree appearance, and once entering into the hall will give you a positive look and appearance as well. And the most important is, do not stand in the doorway like a naughty school child waiting to see the headmaster. So, waiting for their call or waiting for their words may not be required while you are standing in front of the hall or at the door. So, it means that you have the hesitation to get in, or it is a reflection of the fear one carries. So it's better to avoid standing in front of the doorway, and it is being treated as a negative sign. When you walk through the door of the person's office, maintain the same speed. So once you are getting into the interview hall, try to maintain the same speed as compared to that of when you start from the reception. So that's very important that there should not be any variation in speed once you enter the interview hall. People who lack confidence change gears and perform a small shuffle as they enter. So, this can be seen in many cases where people are nervous or people have a little bit of fear. Once they enter the interview hall, either they will be in a hasty mode or they will be little bit shaky, and this can be understood by the interviewer when one gets into the hall. So it is better to avoid that and try to maintain the same speed or a normal speed once getting into the hall. The approach. Even if the person is on the phone while you enter the hall, rummaging through a drawer or tying his shoelaces, walking directly and confidently with a smooth motion. It includes having a smile on the face. So, whatever may be the interviewer is doing before entering the hall, it's better to walk in directly and confidently with a smooth motion. Put down your briefcase or the folder that you carry or whatever is there in your hand, shake the person's hand and immediately take a seat. And this is one of the qualities a candidate has to possess, whatever may be the position that the person is applying for. So once entering into the hall and after reaching the desk, it's better to put down your briefcase or the folder or whatever things that you carry with you in your hands. So shake the person's hand and immediately take a seat.